Hey, hey. So this is going to be a general reading for all signs. See what comes out for you guys. Remember to only take what resonates to you by your intuition. Now, if you guys saw the post that I did earlier, then you saw that there's like a little face here from my new light, which is cool and all. It just gets bigger like when you move it, and it kind of looked like Michael Myers to me at first. If you guys have seen that movie. Then it now kind of looks like a purple Chewbacca. I don't know. But yeah, it's really pretty otherwise. But now I got a little friend hanging out with me. It changes colors. So I thought that that would be pretty to have in the background. Anyhow, if you can hear crunching, Miss J is snacking on some snacks over here. So she might make an appearance. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, wow. We got the 8 of Cups here. Let me just pull a couple more so I can feel out the energy. The Death card. Scorpio energy. Knight of Pentacles. Show me one more. The High Priestess. And the Magician. Okay, right away with the Magician card, I'm hearing Wild card. I'm hearing you're the wild card with the High Priestess and the Magician. Wow. Those are two powerful cards to come out at the end here. We got the Sun card and the Tower here split in between my hands. So what I'm hearing here is you're the wild card, okay? So you could have been somebody who lost a lot of friends. Now, I mean that in like you know, you could have lost friends, like grieving, they could have passed on, but what I'm getting here is like you didn't really fit in, right? Or you could have had a lot of friends, but you just didn't really feel a part of the group. I feel like you were underestimated a lot, and something happened to where your energy shifted, and now people are, it's almost like, there she is, they're taking you seriously now. I'm hearing you're the unexpected wild card, something that they never would have predicted, okay? Unpredictable. You were unpredictable, okay? There could have been a point where you kind of like wore your heart on your sleeve. I'm seeing a glass heart here in my mind's eye. So you could have, people could have looked at you like you were breakable. Like they could have broke you down, right? Like you were very empathic, a sweetheart. You wore your heart on your sleeve. You were very open about your feelings. You could have overshared sometimes, and people use that to their advantage here. Kind of like I'm seeing boots in my mind's eye, so it's kind of like they use that to walk all over you. But what I'm hearing from your guides is every time that happened, it was planting a seed for your destiny, okay? Because at some point, you were going to get to a point, probably like a rock bottom, okay? Where you would have had projected onto you where you really felt bad about yourself, all right? But I feel like something's shifted, okay? And your spirit guides are coming through to say it was meant to be this way. You were meant to be secluded because something about your energy was meant to be protected for the future. And now people are kind of looking at you like, you must be doing something different. You know, all these things that should have broken you down didn't, is what I'm getting basically. And it was actually potential for your growth is what I'm hearing from Spirit. And so all of these things that should have broken you down, that would definitely have broke other people down, especially people that you used to associate with, didn't break you for some reason. And those were actually seeds being planted to help you build strength. Okay, now, do you still have this beautiful glass heart? Yes. Are all the pieces put back together? Yes, because I feel like you've gone through some sort of massive healing, okay? And I feel like you're on this very powerful manifestation journey because we got the High Priestess here and the Magician. So I feel like you almost, I'm getting here honestly with the High Priestess, it's like you're very mysterious. People are kind of creeped out by you because they're like, how did this person make it through something that most people don't make it out of? It's like you've got you know, I'm almost hearing like 9 lives, like, you know what I mean? Like all of these things would have broken somebody down, and they would have either, you know, been stuck in a place that would be a very unfulfilling, very unhappy, very depressed life. And as sad as it is, these people don't know. She's like making her rounds. You know, especially growing up, you know, if this happened in your, you know, being a teenager, even in grade school, people don't know the projections that they put on other people, how it affects their future. And in your case, years down the road, it should have put you in this very dark karmic loop, but I feel like you made it through, okay? Because of the death card here, and every time you felt like you were walked all over, or you know, your heart was shattered, I feel like that was a huge seed being planted, because you were one who took lessons, and you took them as lessons, and you learned from them. And even if you stumbled upon somebody else that you handed your, you know, your glass heart that was all taped together and it got shattered again, you picked up the pieces and you kept moving forward until there was a moment where you went through this massive death and rebirth here, okay? And you realized, I'm going to use this to my potential. I've got all of these lessons, and I made it through what most people don't make it through, right? So I can use these as a guide to navigate my future. And it's almost like that's when you realize that you had this hidden magic within you, okay? Not only are you touched by the hand of God and your angels here, but you're the high priestess and the magician, okay? So you're a very powerful oracle, a very powerful mystic, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like this was a moment that maybe you were drawn to all of this, almost like things that are unspeakable. You could have started connecting more with the universe. You could have started, you know, getting these downloads and things and connecting with the spiritual realm, things that other people would have called you crazy or labeled you crazy for, and, you know, would have, you know, maybe made fun of you behind your back, or really question your sanity here. Or maybe even you question your sanity at one point. What are you doing? She's like laying with her head down and her butt in the air. Okay, get comfortable. All right? But what I'm getting here with the death card is you could have Scorpio placements in your chart, is you were very adaptable to change. Every time something broke you down, it was actually building you up, okay? So nobody that you associated with up until this point could have ever predicted how great your life is turning out, okay? So that's what I'm getting here, that you were the unpredictable wild card. And it's almost like you could kind of freak these people out, but I feel like you're on a path now where you can use these things to your advantage. All of these lessons and all of these things weren't losses, they were gains, okay? I'm seeing a Wolverine in my mind's eye for some reason. And it's almost like you every time you fought hard for yourself, okay, you stood up 10 times stronger. And I'm seeing here, nobody can walk all over you anymore, okay? Your glass heart is like, what is that word? Welded together with gold, okay? And even though you are sensitive and you're sensitive to other people's emotions, you could be empathic, very empathic, okay? You don't tend to overshare now. You know how to protect your energy is what I'm getting here. And you're very determined is what I'm getting here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician here. So you're very determined. And even if there are some things that still catch you by surprise here, I feel like you've got it in you to overcome anything, okay? So what I'm getting here is that you would be a great leader, okay? I'm getting here that you would be a great teacher, a great guide, okay? And not only that, I feel like you're going to meet somebody who's going to be very protective over your heart, okay? And they're going to find all of these things, all of these stories that maybe you have to share. They're going to find those to be very beautiful, you know, in the most empathic way. They're not going to judge you for any experiences that you've been in. And so I feel like even though it's felt like a very lonely journey, what I'm getting here is that you've got the magic within you to make anything happen for you, okay? And I feel like you're becoming fearless, and that's a beautiful thing to be. You're becoming independent, and what this is doing is it's setting you free, okay? And so all of those losses weren't gains. They were actually seeds being planted that were meant to help build your future, So if this resonates for you, I feel like more doors of opportunity are going to open for you. And any challenges that come your way, it's going to be like a hop, skip, and a jump. You're going to be able to get right through them. And it's not going to affect your heart in a way, because you're not going to get so attached to things that you pick up on the energy that, you know, it's not going to be a forever thing. So you're not going to, I'm hearing the word latch. So you're not going to latch on to people, places, situations that you know are just meant to be a moment in time. Okay, whether that's you know, temporary friendships or things or people you meet, you're not going to, you're going to know things that are meant for you and things that are just meant to be, you know, brief in your life here. But either way, whether it's brief or whether it was, you know, friendships that you had for a long time, or huge heartbreaks and things that you had, challenges that you had to go on, okay, or go through, were actually things that rebuilt you. Okay, so these things weren't meant to break you. And the death card is really telling me with the 8 of Cups here that every single time you adapted really well to change. Okay, and so that helped build the bridge, okay, the foundation for what was meant to be in your destiny here. And I feel like you've got a really beautiful opportunity ahead of you to really use this powerful magic that you have within you from all the lessons learned. And you're meant to be some sort of a leader, some sort of a teacher, some sort of a guide. And this tells me that you're really important part of the collective that went through these experiences to know how to heal from them, so you can help heal generations to come so they won't have to go through that. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. Okay, so even if you didn't know you were doing it, obviously, because you know you sign up for it before you get here in this lifetime, I feel like you're coming to an understanding that it's almost like what I'm getting here is that you're a really old soul that chose to go through these experiences, and now everything that you went through put you way ahead of your time. And so it's like you knew this was going to be a one-way ticket, but you wanted to sit front row anyway. And so I think that that is a beautiful thing that you can do, not only for yourself and your ancestry line, okay, being the generational person to overcome all these challenges. I think it's a beautiful thing to do that for the collective. Okay, so this reading is absolutely beautiful. You've got a lot of beautiful blessings coming ahead of you that were planted while you were going through these challenges. And basically you're able to adapt to anything. And so if you're not connecting with anybody at this time, it's because you experienced a lot at a young age and you overcame it, and you're in the front row seat, so you're ahead of the game. Okay, so that's basically what I'm getting here. So beautiful, beautiful energy, and nobody, not even you know, it's like you're finally understanding that you are the one that is unstoppable. You are the one that is the unpredictable wild card, and everybody is going to be so fascinated, or they already are fascinated with how it is that you got to be the way that you got to be. Okay, to be so beautifully broken but so well put together is what I'm getting here. So wow. Yeah, so even though it felt like you went through a lot and it was like everything was small beginnings, it was like false starts, it's gonna have like you're gonna end up with big results here. So I'm seeing a lot of your dreams coming true, and people are gonna just be blown away. Like, you should have totally been broken down with everything that you've been through, but you made it. So I'm going to go and close it here. If this resonated for you and you feel like this is your story, then go ahead and give it a like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for contributing your energy and allowing me to read it and confirm for you something that you already know. Okay, I'll see you guys later. I love you. Bye.